We went in there after I found out my grandma's house land in Ka'u was sold. Was sold in about 1968, I think. But Nawai was in Astama and only had her older sister, was 2 years old at that time. And when I found that out, that's how we decided to go in King's Landing. And so I had one friend that always used to go in King's Landing too. And because of him, he had his place in Panaeva, and he told me that he was never going to go down King's Landing and make anything with the place. So he even asked me why I don't go down, go put my name on the list and go down there and try. And so I did. The next day I just went down Hawaiian Homes office, signed my name in, put myself on the list. I think so. That was like in '85 already. Never had on thinking of that too at that time until my friend went just like put the light bulb on. And the very next day, that's when I went to the office and signed in. Got married around 25, so 27, 28 or something, maybe 30. But raising up down King's Landing, Kyokaha, we used to always go down King's Landing too. We had to go gather stuff, sopi, because of one of my uncles. That's what they used to do for our family. But like me, I wasn't the gatherer. I was the guy who was carrying all the ukana. But that's where I knew about King's Landing. We always went down there when we was young. And Pumaili, we used to always go down there, picnic with our family. Well, I used to see your father driving his truck with the wood underneath tied to the bottom of his truck and dragging him into King's Landing at that time. That's how he built his house. Because your dad used to live right down the road from my grandma's house at my grandpa's house. That's like Iwani. So he used to pass there always. That place where we stayed, where we went, that used to be where Uncle Wason was there first. But Uncle Wason went back to war. Everybody was in. We was like the last people, family to come in, like in 1983 or 85
I
or
was
something.
born in '83, so probably '85. That
Or
was
maybe just before that then, because you was in Astana when you first moved.
Oh, '83 then.
Benedito's. Or before Pacheco's.
Oh, that's
That's when I was, that's the friend I was talking about. That was Oili that time. And then when we went there, had Borges and Bill and platform on the place. So we went to see your dad, your father, and he told us, oh, my brother stay in Honolulu, but right across me, get my place. I will show you guys the place. And he the one took us inside there, show us the pond. So we seen the water, and that was it. Okay, we think we're coming over here, and that's how we ended up there. Like us, we have to follow some rules when we got there, bathroom and all this, but you gotta show progress too. You can start with even one van, living in a van. That was the Kanaka code. That was the code we start with.
Yeah.
Build as you with what you have. And head-on bathroom was starting to get built, so we had to finish that because that was important for Maha. That had to have the bathroom in there, and to be able to be in King's Landing, because Maha was there already. We had to be on the waiting list. So that was our first thing, waiting list and make sure we had on toilet and build from there. This picture is just where we started from. The canvas with the rope and tie it to the tree, and right from there, K-knife and hands, pull out the trees, clean on yard. We started with one 12 by 12 and one tent on top and tarp roof. Oh, this is Francis Boy and like.
So our house looked like was up already.
Part of that house was from Uncle Joe Pacheco, gave us the wood for that house right there outside the sidings.
Just was showing the inside of the house.
Yeah.
Dad used to be on a shower before Dad made shower behind the house, like more enclosed.
Yeah. Right before the driveway, this is right here. the mom
I
and
think I look like
Nawai.
2 years old. A lot of the
She used to be like, I used to be the babysitter because the kid, the sister went to school and then she came with me. The mom had her things to do. So nobody used to come with me when we was building the house because we used to scavenge, they call that. And a lot of times our families from King's Landing, because I think your dad that time had Uncle Morris, Kumo, um, Pelicanes, I think all of us went down to the Mormon church in Hilo. And we took down the building that was there. And a lot of our families, that's how we built our house, scavenging old recycle.
Now, being older, you realize how good you have. It was actually in our own bubble. Safe, ride bike everywhere.
Yeah.
Uncle's house to uncle's house to auntie's house to uncle's house in one span of a whole day. Like rocky. Well, I mean, like it's not easy.
The kids
It's
had
hard.
fun because they all went driving at a young age, on the car.
Oh, yeah.
Right on our lap. And,
Yeah.
everything that we wouldn't normally do when we
Oh, yeah.
hit the pavement.
Right in front of you guys' house.
Oh,
Trying to
goodness.
grab all the trees, ferns, and you pick the
Yeah.
fern and you go like that and you get a flower. Even imagining
And you
this
just gotta tell them, watch out, don't hang on to the tree.
now at the age that I am now, you just wish that you could have had your kids grow up like that from when they were young. I'm gonna pass the opportunity with my oldest one because she's in high school already. So it's like my middle one. By the time I do end up back down there, she will be in high school. My oldest probably out. I mean, that's years from now, and I wish I could go back sooner. My baby maybe might have some other years in between, but for us, we grew up from two, 2, 3, bed. My youngest brothers and sisters that's all they know. I know a little bit of the outside life, so I kind of knew that living behind there was a little bit harder, but he made it simple. The generator, the water pump from the pond, the irrigation system to come from the pond up to the house, pipe water to wash dishes.
That was a big help that the water was there already on the line. So we didn't utilize the water down there too. Maybe not for drinking, we haul our own drinking water in, but everything else was animals, the plants, whatever we grew.
We would live, it seemed normal. I didn't think that anybody else that was living on a regular paved road was living any different. Then you can turn on the water faucet like that,
Hey,
have
go on
ice
TV,
box,
guys. Make sure
Yeah.
you're okay.
Watch the little one.
refrigerator, freezer, oven,
Check out your
stove,
brother.
just propane tanks and stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anybody was living any different. Building stage, I don't remember right now. Like I gotta look back at pictures in order to remember the building parts. But so that sink is no longer there. That whole wall is not there.
Yeah,
But we did find another cast iron sink, yeah. That we just took down.
the house now, like that.
The clearing of how much he did while growing up.
I mean, you see the truck though,
Impressive,
they're barely
yeah.
hanging on.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff we get,
It's
You go with 1 second. I
Yeah.
didn't even know how to drive that thing when I got them. When we went to Waimea and picked it up, the guy who took me out there with the low boy, he had to put him on the truck. I just
Oh,
couldn't
back
figure
then.
him out.
No cell phone back
And when I first tried to clear the place with that, I got stuck in one hole for 2 days.
Oh, my
I was
goodness.
stuck in that hole, going around in circles, trying to get myself out of that circle. And when I finally got out, all I did was jump on the ground and go, yeah! And I never went back in the hole.
That was our favorite pastime, cruising on the tractor with him.
And when you clear a lot of minor, that's a lot to take care of.
You gotta maintain it.
It was
Including
outside
if you stay
every
on
day.
small square, then you just dead.
But made it
When
work.
you're young, it's different.
And now with the technology, you can put solar out. And he was dabbling into that towards the ending of when him and my mom got divorced. So the solar system going up small time, but mostly the old school way. It was just propane tanks for your stove and your oven and your refrigerator and generator.
Generator.
For cook rice was on the stove.
Stove.
heater. We actually had a regular water heater hooked up to our system. Big claw porcelain
We
tub,
did a lot of scavenging.
shower. Yeah, it was nice. Like huge heater, like the heater every night, hot water, steaming hot water. And later on came, the Paloma and all of that, but we just didn't do the old school way. I'm sure now if we were to, and it's having the money too, yeah, for invest in all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm getting excited just thinking about it. We still remaking our outhouse now. That's where we're at right now. We're trying to get back down there permanently.
So now the parents who's there raise up their family with the kids. The kids now parents with their kids raising up their kids. What happens to them? They go back, sign a lease too. I mean, get on a waiting list. You know, when you have one, you have acres right there. Grandpa's on, Grandpa willing for let the family go on top already. You know what I mean? Just choose one spot. Just tell me where you like go. I sort of like here.
What's the next step? Like what?
No, we gotta ask them. We gotta ask JHHL.
No, we've been showing you for over 30 years already that this is possible. Well, I don't know why is there hold up on just being like, okay, Juliana, okay, well, this one here is okay. We're going to establish everybody. Everybody's going to stay where they're at. And now we can talk about the future.
Yeah.
And where else are we going to cut another road? Are we going to do it? Just the future, period. We're starting from now, solidify what we get now. It's viable.
I'm not sure how we do, but I think if Hawaiian Homes can let the younger people get on the INA, I think it lessen the load on the list. But then if I look behind me, I don't see a long line. Standing is if if you know about the place, then you come. You know this place because you see them come and go in your lifetime. I've seen a lot of them come and go. Plenty families. At a certain point, it gets hard.
It's a little bit scary to
So
think that possibly we go down all the time, clean and trying to fix everything up good, but in a few years, or possibly we're not even going to be there, or maybe we can even get back on that same spot that we've been working for me my whole life. It's 38, and you
as far as you for having them, because your number is high too.
Or to pass it down to us.
For now, yeah. It's like why we need them for help us. So growing up in Kyoka, we had 9 siblings. So we lived on just 1 acre. So going in King's Landing gave us more freedom. To me it was like we have this land. Just pick one spot where they like live. But we can pass them down. We went in there with on right of entry. Now it seems like we don't have a right of entry. Not even our fault. So what to do? We try for this Kuleana lease. And the Kuleana lease is same as the DHHL the lease, but you gotta be on the DHHL waiting list.
Yeah.
So now most of our families in there, they're younger than me,
Yeah.
really younger than our families been in there. So they're having hard time to get on place in there. They're doing it. They're on the place. They're on the land. They're cleaning the place. They're making them livable for them and their family. But then where are they at on the list? Their numbers is high. So now we're trying for a coolie on a lease. But to be able to live in King's Landing is better when you're young, unless you have the money and that you can just do it. Go in there with the machines, clear one place or however. Not go with one K-knife, not go with one chainsaw. Like you get plenty of modern things that you can use to build. But the body better when it's modern too, as good as when it's older. So if you already established and you're older, then not too bad. You get your water, you get your bathroom, just the basic necessities. That's about how we live down there. If you can grow your own stuff, like plenty of our families will do that down there. Plenty of our uncles do that.
Yeah.
Fruits or
Raise a livestock.
vegetables,
Yeah.
yeah. how much
You know,
cows
having
being
cows,
raised down
yeah.
there, how much
Chickens
know,
for eggs.
chickens,
Got a lot of
pigs,
that.
all kind. Now it's full with pigs running around the place. In other words, a lot of the people just need the INA. You know, they don't
Yeah.
need the $100,000 loan.
No.
They can figure that out on themselves. But if they get on direction to go, you know, here, this is your square. Okay. You know, and let them go. And then they follow the rules of the place.